Hi guys, I am back. I am done with Fest and I am back from vacation. And since I am back from vacation, that means, yes, you are correct. This is the beginning of the vlog I did while I was in Canada with my partner and his mom. I have a couple of videos and pictures to show you about what we did, but I figured I would start off with explaining what we did. So we basically did a tour of West Canada. So we went through British Columbia and Alberta, predominantly Alberta, Canada, under a company called Vacations by Rail. And what that means is we pay the company, they book everything for us, such as hotels and activities. So we started off in Vancouver. We flew in a day early, flew out a day late, just so we didn't have to scramble to get in or out while we were on vacation. So we started off, like I said, in Vancouver, and that's in British Columbia, Canada. And then we got on a sleeper train to Jasper, and that's in Alberta. And I'll kind of explain each territory we were in or each city we were in and the activities we did. And then from Jasper, we went to Lake Louise. From Lake Louise to Banff. From Banff, we left for home from Calgary. So a basic itinerary is, the big thing was the sleeper train, because all three of us have never been on a sleeper train and we wanted to do that. So we went on the sleeper train, went to Jasper, and this is like a span of a week. We spent a day in like six, yeah. So 6 to 7 hotels. But the sleeper train was to transport us from Vancouver to Jasper. And then we did like this sightseeing tour from Jasper to Lake Louise. We spent the night in Lake Louise. And then we took a small sightseeing bus from Lake Louise to Banff. And then we spent our last couple of days in Banff. And we did a sightseeing tour in Banff. And then we got transported to Calgary, spent the night in Calgary, flew home the next day. And there's a bunch of stuff that we did that I'm still processing. There's some things that I didn't get pictures of because I felt it was necessary to just absorb the moment instead of picture the moment or record the moment. And then there are some things that I felt I shouldn't take a picture of or record, such as the fire damage in Jasper, which I will kind of talk about that, but you probably won't see any videos or pictures of the fire damage because that is not my place. And I'm just glad that the people are mostly safe. A lot of them hopefully didn't get displaced and things are growing back. And some things I just couldn't record or take pictures of, like the first thing we did, our first day in Vancouver. So from here, hi. Are you gonna show your face? No. Alright, well, he's at the door right now, but my partner, now fiance, and I will explain that later too, yes. But yeah, I'll go through, show you all the videos from each area, talk about it a little bit, switch to the next area, and all that good stuff. Alright.
That was a nice C63 AMG.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the start of my trip through West Canada vlog. I actually got here yesterday and there's some things that I wasn't able to record because of regulations and such. But we're spending the second night here in Vancouver, and then we get on a sleeper train for 2 days to Jasper, and then we go on a tour through Lake Louise to Banff, and from Banff we fly home from Calgary. So depending on if they let me record in places like that, then that's what you'll see. Other than that, Hope you guys enjoy.
Not gonna talk about flyover or like dinner, the fancy hotels, or none of that. Just like
I will when it gets to it.
fine.
Because like I said, I've been here for a day and there's some things I wasn't able to record. And I'm sorry. I wasn't able to record Flyover Canada, but I'll talk about it. And then dinner was a personal thing. But it was lovely.
Still mention the fancy hotels.
We're staying in very fancy hotels. Yeah. Good morning. It is October 4th, around 9 a.m. Vancouver time. We get on the train today. We'll be on the train for 2 days, 1 night, going to Jasper National Park. If you're not aware, Jasper did recently experience a very bad wildfire, so we'll see what we've got going on there. I'll kind of work with the audio. I didn't want to bother with the lab mics this morning, but you'll be hearing a lot of city noise because we have the windows open, because why not? And I'll show you the cabin once we get on it, and that's on the train. It's a sleeper train. So, whew. Seagull very, very close to the window. So, yeah, I'll see you when we're on the train. Alright, so first thing I'll talk about is us landing in Vancouver. We got to Vancouver the night before. This was from October 2nd to October 10th. October 10th. So we flew in a day early, which our vacation didn't start until the 3rd. So what we did was basically get to the hotel, kind of chill out. The next day we transferred from the first hotel to the second hotel, which was, we went from the Fairmount Vancouver Pacific Rim. I know, a choice for a name for a hotel, because all I can think about is the movie Pacific Rim whenever I say it, to the Fairmount Vancouver Hotel. There's 2 separate Fairmounts. I'm pretty sure there's more than just the 2 separate Fairmounts in Vancouver, but those are the 2 we stayed in. The second one was booked through the vacation company, and once we moved over to that one, we decided to do our first activity, which was the Fly Over Canada. That was the one I could not record, but it was so cool. So you know about the sphere that they have in Las Vegas, right? Think of that on a smaller level with 4D seating. So if you don't know what 4D is, it's a level up from 3D. So you're there in person. You don't have to wear glasses or anything, but they use like special effects such as mist or like wind, smells to make you feel more immersive in a thing. So what Fly Over Canada was basically is kind of like this smaller version of the Las Vegas sphere, where you're sitting in like these roller coaster type seats. And they basically push you out into the sphere. And the sphere is showing all of these images of like the wilderness of Canada and things like that. And you're basically, what it feels like is flying over all of this. And it's really cool because when you go into clouds, they activate like this little mister. So it feels like you're getting hit with the mist from inside of the cloud. Because if you're not aware, clouds are made of water, evaporated water, so mist, essentially. And it was just an amazing experience. I understand why I couldn't record, but I also wish, what in the world is that? Oh, fluff. I also wish I could have recorded it because it was so cool. That was like the highlight of Vancouver for me. That night also, we went out to dinner because this whole trip was based around my partner's mom's birthday. So we went out for a fancy dinner. We went to an Italian restaurant. If you're in Vancouver, I highly recommend Sinsin. Delicious Italian. So we went out for dinner. It was lovely. And it was a private moment, which again, that is one of the reasons why I did not record. It was just absorbing the moment and being in the moment. And from there would be the next day, in which we went on the sleeper train. Now, the rail we went on for the sleeper train was called VIA, or Via Rail Canada. I'll show you a video right now of our little cabin on the train, and then some other videos and some pictures I took while on the train, and some kind of, not really an inside, but just I'll show you the videos I took on the train. The views were magnificent because it's areas areas that are hard to reach in a car or on a bus, things like that, and I'll show you that now. Well, this is our room for the night. We are currently on the train, and we are sitting in chairs right now because the bed doesn't come down until like later tonight. We're gonna go check out the viewing dome after we get talked to, which I'm guessing is slightly after the train starts moving. And then hopefully we'll see some northern lights tonight. That's what I'm hoping for. And then dinner. And then we're gonna watch wrestling.
Well, we wrestling then dinner.
Wrestling and then dinner?
5, dinner 7.
Oh,
you're thinking US times.
Yeah.
Small elevator.
So you probably can't see much or hear very well, but I am on the train right now, moving, like physically on the train. We're in the dome part of the train, which is like this almost all window sky view, and we're staring at the stars right now. It's really cool. I was hoping for northern lights, but the KP index is far too low for the northern lights right now. Right. Yeah. If anything, we're hoping that they get strong enough.
We're in another tunnel.
Yes.
I think we're in another. Yeah.
In Jasper, Lake Louise, or Banff before we leave, because those are very nature-esque areas. And I think we're slowing down a little bit, but yeah, you really can't see anything. But it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Ooh, we were just over a bridge. Alright. Well then, I'll see you guys in the morning.
Phone's in the room charging.
And it's like, that was me 2 years before when I...
You must see.
I'm trying to get the lake. Look at that.
That's some clear fucking
That is some glacial water. And now the trees. Drop the top. Ooh. Wow. Top's under your chair there. All right, so by now I would have shown you some of the videos I took on the sleeper train. Some of them are from what is called the dome car, which is just basically this car that has a dome over it, and it's all windows, so you get a nice 360 view of what's around the train. What I'll show you here, though, is a picture of a falls that can only be accessed by train, which nobody got off the train until we reached our destination. But this is a picture of, I can't remember the fall's name, but it's a fall that you can only see, a 3-tiered fall that you can only see by train. Now, if you live in Minnesota, you already know Gooseberry is also a 3-tiered fall. So this is like nothing spectacular, but it is pretty cool to see like things like that on a train that you can't reach unless you're on the train. Now, we were on the train for a day, so we slept on the train. Woke up a couple hours later because of train congestion and things like that. We were a little bit later than we wanted to be. But from there, we got to Jasper. Now, again, I say that a lot of the pictures you will see are not fire damage because, again, I don't feel comfortable showing the fire damage or necessarily talking about it. Let's just say what I did see was devastating. It was a very devastating fire. Again, everything is slowly growing back. There's green grass underneath everything, which means, yeah, it's just a reset from Mother Nature. But again, I'm not gonna really talk about it. I'm just gonna say it was a devastating fire. Besides that, I'll show you where we were staying. We stayed at the Fairmount Jasper Park Lodge, which is also, I guess, a resort, which a lot of things weren't open because of obvious reasons. But I'll show you the view from outside of our cabin because we got upgraded to a cabin because they've opened. How many days were they open when we got there, Jasper? Like 4 days. I think they opened on October 1st, and we had gotten there 4 days. Yeah, we got in there on the 5th. So half of everything was open. It was still lovely because not all the rooms were booked, which means we were able to get upgraded from a room to a cabin. So I'll show you the video of our cabin and the video from our room and like the view. It's beautiful. Just look at the video. All right, so this is the room we're staying in for the night in Jasper in Alberta, Canada. And I am upset that it's only one night because they've upgraded us to a junior suite. And this whole park lodge is like cabin style. So we're staying in a cabin. It's so beautiful. This is the whole bathroom area back here. A very nice shower. We're gonna take advantage of the hot tub later.
There. And I'll swing around to the other side and open up that side. You know what? It might.
This view is magnificent. And then right up there, that's our cabin. Or no, right there, that's our cabin. One of those two. Look at the view. Oh yeah, the water is super clear. Alright, the next thing I will tell you about is Lake Louise. So we took a little tour from the Jasper Park Lodge to Lake Louise. That consisted of like us going to the Athabasca Falls. There's a picture right here. They're really beautiful. It's really weird seeing glacier water, like the water from runoffs from glaciers. It is literally blue. It's so blue and clear. It's beautiful to look at in real life. One thing besides Lake Superior that Minnesota doesn't have is always clear rivers or lakes. But when you get up to like the nature-esque parts of Alberta, Canada, it's like all the water is clear. All the water is glacier blue. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. All right, and then so from Athabasca Falls, we did a couple of other tours, or not tours, but a couple other small hikes through little state parks or national parks, things like that. We went up to the Columbia ice fields, which here's a picture of those and a little video, which I'll show you now. Yes, now.
There you go. Corned beef in the middle.
Mom, go. Is there any vegetarian experience?
There was no vegetarian supper.
That's all right.
So we got,
Very nice.
and then so we have the chips, water, and juice. I will bring them out.
Those right here.
We will use this for
These are
garbage.
ice field, or yeah, the Columbian ice fields.
This is
Wow. The video's not going to do it justice, I just know. Alright, and then from here, we went up on the Athabasca Glacier. Here's a picture of the glacier we went on to. Just picture me on the glacier. And I'll show you a little video of us in what they call the Ice Explorers. Now, if you don't know what an Ice Explorer is, it's this vehicle that has, what is it, 6-wheel drive? Yeah, 6-wheel drive. This is what they look like. I like to refer to them as bugs because they kind of look like bugs to me. And here I'll show you a little video of us going down a steep hill to go back up and get onto the glacier. So I'll show you that video now.
Very good.
After the glacier, we went to the skywalk, which, if you don't know what a skywalk is, it's one of those freaky glass bridges where you can look down, you can see straight down, and on this case, we were on the side of a mountain. And I recorded all of it. I was terrified through the whole way because not only was it rainy that day, but it was super slippery, it was cold, and I am deathly terrified of open heights. So enjoy this small 4-minute video of me walking over the skywalk.
You want to document her bravery?
I'm about to do something very stupid.
Not bad.
So, we are on a mountainside, essentially. On our way.
We are on a mountain.
We are on a mountainside, and we are on our way to a skywalk. Here's the skyway. See you there. Some more view and some waterfalls. Getting closer to the bridge. Okay. Skywalk is right there. And we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk over that. I'd be gripping onto the railing the whole time. Okay, let's do it so we can say we did it. That's my mentality right now. Alright, we're gonna hold on to the rail. Are you going first?
Well, I thought he was going to come back here and be with us. As we did that.
You got it. You two are so brave.
I'm not gonna look
I'm
down.
so proud of you.
I'm just gonna record down, but I'm not gonna look down.
You're actually doing it.
I know.
Kind of looking over.
Yeah, just.
Really need you. Look here.
Meanwhile,
Alright, I'm gonna let go.
Okay,
Just-
they need to not have those spaces in there.
Doing it.
Okay, thank you. I feel like it's moving.
It's trying to ignore that fact. I'm going very fast, so I don't have to be up here any longer. I can feel it shifting. Okay. And we're done. I can say I did it. I just walked over that. Alright, just watching it again gives me the creeps. And I realized why I didn't show you pictures of Lake Louise is because we didn't make it to Lake Louise just yet. All of these, the tours that we did was on our way to Lake Louise. So we did the Athabasca Glacier, the Skywalk, and then we got to Lake Louise. Which, now I'm going to show you the videos of Lake Louise and the pictures of Lake Louise. Alright, so we are at our third hotel out of 4.
this is hotel number.
We're at the Chateau.
Number 4.
Hotel number 4. I don't know. It's the Chateau Lake Louise, the Fairmount Chateau Lake Louise.
4th hotel, 5th night, because we spent one night on the train.
Alright, so 4th hotel, 5th night. This is the view from our room. Very lovely.
Sorry, watching your next door address.
comforter might help.
But yeah,
Of course.
you probably can't see me very well, but you can see outside.
Very low mountains. Wow.
Ah,
We have a better view. I can already guarantee you we have a better view. We have the best view in the hotel.
this is our room.
No, we're just...
So if you guys wanted to see how blue this water really is, it's super clear. The sun wasn't out yesterday, so you couldn't really see the tops of the mountain. It's beautiful here. All right. I can't remember what day it is, but this is the hotel we stayed in last night. It's the Chateau Lake Louise. We had a Lakeview room, which you'll probably see before this one, what the Lakeview room looks like. But yeah, it's a beautiful day today. Sun's out, barely any clouds. Surrounded by mountains. And we're on our way to Banff today, in which that is the highlight of our trip because we're staying there for 2 nights. And it's a hotel they're mostly excited to be in for the first time. I'm excited because it's my first time in Canada. But yeah, it's a beautiful hotel. It was beautiful. Like, our view from our room was beautiful. The hotel is beautiful. We got to stay in 2 hotels that were reminiscent of castles. Super cool. And from our room, you can see right at the lake because we did a lake view room. So we looked right outside our window and the lake was there. And right across the way in the mountain ranges that surround Lake Louise was glaciers, which you could probably see the glaciers from this picture here. I'll try to zoom in a little bit more so you can see them, but that was super cool. From there, we went to Banff, and I think I have a video of like one of their cool little nature overpasses. So the way that the bus guide described them is they wanted a way for nature animals to cross to the other side of these highways without them possibly getting hit by cars or buses, and not to like impede traffic if, let's say, a bear or a moose or an elk or a caribou, if it's the right time of year, were to cross the road and cause a traffic jam or get hit and have to again cause a traffic jam to get cleaned up. So first they made tunnels underneath the highway, and apparently the animals didn't like that. The wolves probably did, because it was a story saying that a pack of wolves like set up right outside of one of these tunnels to basically ambush unsuspecting smaller prey animals. Which is kind of funny to picture that, because I can just picture like gang activity in an alleyway or something like that. But I digress. So instead, they made these nature overpasses. So they made these bridges that go over the highway, basically allow nature to grow so that it just mimics what's already there. Except there's an easier way to pass overhead to get from one side of the highway to the next. So here's a small video of one of those overpasses, and apparently it's like a valley inside in between. So it just kind of flows with the landscape. right, and then here we come to the last part of our trip. Banff National Park, or specifically where we were staying was the Banff Springs Hotel, which is also a Fairmount. This is what it looks like. It's literally a castle. It's like a maze inside. We got lost I don't know how many times, especially going to the pool or remembering where the pool was and things like that. We got lost so many times. This was the highlight of our trip for the most part because this is where we were staying 2 days, 2 nights. This was the end of our trip, so saved the best for last. But first day we kind of checked in, took a walk into town, which was a cute little town. It's kind of like, if I might have a picture, I'll show you the picture right here if I do have it. I'm pretty sure I do. But it's kind of like if you've ever seen a Hallmark movie and it's like a small mountain town. But anyway, had fun, did some shopping there, got some souvenirs. And my favorite part of the first day in Banff was my fiance and I were in the pool. It was nighttime. It was like an hour to maybe hour and a half to closing. So it was dark. They have a heated pool. It was great. It felt very nice. It wasn't even that cold outside at the time. But actually, I'm gonna show you the videos from our suite first because the views, top-notch views. After I show you that video, then I'll tell you what we saw, and I'll show you the videos and the pictures from that because I'm most excited about that from our first night in Banff. So I'll show you our suite and the views from our room. Alright guys, we are at our final destination for the whole trip. We are in the Fairmount Banff Springs Hotel. This is just the view from one of the many patios. What I'm going to show you later is the surprise suite my partner, now fiance, now I'll explain that later, surprise upgraded us to. But this is the view from right now. And I'll show you the view from our room. We do still have a mountain view room. But it is beautiful here. It is not too nippy. I'm literally in a cardigan and a t-shirt. But yeah. Here's the hotel, by the way, or part of the hotel. It is a huge old castle. And then tomorrow we have a 7 to 8 hour tour, taking a gondola ride, seeing some mountains. So yeah. Alright guys, this is the suite. This is the bathroom, just because I haven't seen it yet. Hold on. There we go. Nice little walk-in shower. Don't know why they turn on the lights. It's our little seating area. The bed. And this is our view, which we didn't get to see the river from where I was before, but you can see it now.
There's a second pool over there.
Huh. That part of the building that's closed is right there.
I wonder if that's... Well, no, it looks like you get to there by walking on one of those paths over there. So I'm wondering if that's separate. But he never mentioned when he was telling me about the Fairmont Gold, he never mentioned anything about a second pool.
Mm-hmm. That's the golf course. I don't know if you can tell. That's also the golf course. But yeah, this is where we'll be staying for the next 2 nights. You have spoiled me, and you should not have. Okay, Now I get to talk about my favorite thing from the first night in Banff. I was holding out hope, and you might have heard it from the videos on the train, in Lake Louise, maybe Jasper. I can't remember if I said it in all those 3 places, but you probably heard it. But I was holding out hope to see the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, in Canada. Well, the gods heard my prayers, and while we were in the pool, I looked up in the night sky, because that's when the stars were out and everything. I looked up at the night sky, and just like this white flash appeared in the sky, and I was like, is that a cloud? Because it wasn't there before. It just popped right in. And lo and behold, it was the Northern Lights. It was the start of the Northern Lights. And I was so excited to see it. And we were so excited, we sat and watched for a little bit, and then we jumped out of the pool, ran upstairs to our room, grabbed my partner's mom, and took some pictures. There's some pictures here. This one is my favorite one I took with my Canon camera. I know that the pictures don't do it justice because my phone was acting up and my camera is not the best. I don't have a good lens for it right now, and it is the very basic of DSLR cameras. But this is the best I could do with that camera, which I think it came out great because it showed all the gradients of colors that we saw. This went on from like 9 p.m. to like, I'm pretty sure past 2 a.m. that day. We watched it for a good couple of hours. Right outside our room window was a mountain range to the right, and I was watching like a green silhouette around the mountain because that's what it looked like. And then I saw the colors flash from green to purple. I got right back up because we were supposed to wake up early the next day for our sightseeing around Banff tour, but I got back up out of bed, took more pictures, and it got more intense. What I mean by they got more intense is they went from like purples and greens to red, like a deep red. It was so cool. It was my first time seeing Northern Lights. I'll show you the videos I took with my Canon camera. You can see it just slightly better on the Canon camera because for some reason when I transferred my pictures from my phone to my computer, they messed them up somehow. So they look like this. Ugh. So I'll show you the videos here, and then I'll talk about the tour that we did all around Banff. You guys, I got so lucky. What you're seeing right now is the Aurora Borealis. This is my first time seeing them. Well, I saw them from the pool, but you can see them. Oh my God. Oh.
And now.
More Aurora. They're very intense. I don't know if you can see the red right over here.
Now I can. Yeah.
They've gotten more intense.
Oh, and there's a shooting star.
They've gotten a lot more intense. Alright, so the second day we were in Banff, our final day in Banff, or no, not our final day, just the second day in Banff. We were doing the sightseeing Banff tour, which means a bus company basically took us all around the outlying areas of Banff, because Banff National Park is a huge park, and the area we were in was a small portion of it. But we started off the tour at 8:05 in the morning, and we didn't end until 4 p.m. So it was about 8 hours, 7-8 hours. But we started off with a gondola ride on top of a mountain peak. This particular mountain is called Sulphur Mountain. Here's a little picture of the view. I also made a little video going up on the gondola, which was nerve-wracking, especially when it hits the wheels to make sure it's still on track. But I'll show you the little video here.
Gross, disgusting. Makes me think of work. It's
Don't even talk about that subject.
It's the same day of the week I get my sin tossed.
Isn't it pretty over there?
You're super up in the air right now, and all you can think about is sin.
Is the fact that it's Tuesday and they're delivering clothes to my shop? Yes.
We're going up there.
Ooh. Mom, look forward. Look how far up we're going.
No, I'm doing good. So let's just let me look at the mountains. That's pretty over there.
That's very pretty.
We're above the trees. Actually, looking down is not that bad right now.
Down because it's actually not that far off the ground.
No. We're currently on top of a mountain. You're good. We are on the summit of, what is this, Sulphur Mountain? I think that's what this one is, Sulphur Mountain. And then after these videos and these pictures, we took a walk from one part of the summit to another part. They have like this little wooden trail or like stairs and stuff like that that lead to the second part of the summit, which this one has 2. So we walked from there. It was about 700 steps or so, probably less than that, like 700 one way and back is what I mean. And here's a picture on that part of the summit. This is really cool. My partner took one of that, and I think it looks really cool because of the whole mountain range behind us. From there, we got back down on the gondola and went to this one, picturesque area, the one that I mentioned before, where you can see the whole strip. From there, our bus driver was trying to find a herd of elk. And at the time that we were in Canada, it was the elk's rutting season. So, lots of elk noises while we were in Jasper anyway. Once we hit Banff, they were more towards like the herd part of the season, so their rutting was basically over. They're back in the herd. And what we caught on top of, like not on top of a mountain, but so yes, we were actually up on this trail to see the hoodoos. Look like this one here. They're basically like these pillars made from erosion. But what we saw was the elk herd in the river. Here's a picture of the elk herd. And I happened to spot what I thought might have been a coyote or a wolf, because they have both in that area. Happened to be a wolf. I spotted the one. It went into like the brush or the trees that were close by, and then it passed through, kind of like watching the elk, seeing what they're doing. And then a second one came out, and it was white. And they were kind of like circling around the elk, kind of keeping them in the water and just making sure that like they're not going anywhere, waiting them out. And then a third one came out. It was very interesting. It was like watching Planet Earth in like real time. And the coolest thing happened. We were basically watching a hunt, or we were watching a hunt. And I was not able to catch it on my camera. I do have a video before it happened, so I'll show it here. But my partner was able to get a video of the wolves barking and howling trying to let others know, like, hey, lunch is here, come on over. But I'll show you the first video that I took, and then the video that we were able to get of the calls and the howls, and it's spine chilling. Alright, so you can't see it from here, but there is a herd of elk in the water right there, and they are currently being waited out by a wolf pack.
Yeah. He is big.
Good.
The one with the corns?
Getting a small video,
yeah.
yeah.
So we have a video of this. I just took photos.
But yeah, the elk herd is in the water. I spotted one wolf over here, but now there are 3 that we have spotted circling them, basically keeping them in the water to wait them out.
Listen. Can you hear them? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can hear them bark.
Is that the elks?
Oh, so that's the wolves.
There's a pack somewhere around here, because there's 1, and then there was 2, and then there was 3. So there's somewhere. Where's David Attenborough when you need him? I need a narration.
Did you see them down here? Yeah. Did you see them? Yeah.
Anybody want the binos again?
Okay, wasn't that so cool? If you can't hear it, I'll try to like turn it up so that you can hear the howls a little bit easier. But that was so cool. And then we were forced to leave before we can see it come to fruition. I'm pretty sure the wolves probably had a successful hunt. But yeah, after that, we went to I believe we went to lunch after that, but I can't remember. It was either before or after that. But yeah, we ate lunch. Went to what is called, so where we were staying at in particular was called the Bow Valley. And there was a river close by that we weren't sure how to get to. What we did was go down to the river, and I believe this was before we saw the elk herd. Down to the river to see Bowfall. Yeah. After that, we got on a lake boat tour. I can't call it a cruise. It wasn't really a cruise, but we were on Lake Minnewanka, which, if you live in Minnesota, there's Lake Minnetonka. You see the similarities there. But I have some pictures and some videos from there. I'll show you the videos first and the pictures. The water was kind of choppy that day. It was a very windy day. So I'll show you those, and then I'll show you the pictures, and then probably finish off the video, because towards the end of the whole trip. The waters are very choppy.
I love it. Yeah, me too. Oh, I love it.
Take some fall pictures as well. Now this tree that you're seeing changing into that nice yellow color, that is the trembling aspen. It's not the larch. Lots of people come to Banff around this time of year to have a look at the larch trees. That's not it. That's the trembling aspen. Changes that nice golden yellow color, and great timing. Fall out here normally lasts only about 2 weeks. So it kind of just started last week, and likely by the weekend, a lot of these leaves will have already fallen onto the ground. So we'll see what happens there, but good timing, everyone.
It was a lot of fun. They had us sit inside of the boat at the beginning of the tour. And then on the way back to dock, we sat on the outside, as you can see in the video I showed before. And it was a lot of fun. From there, we were dropped back off at the hotel, which that night we had a lovely dinner. The next day, went to Calgary, spent the night there, flew home, and we came home on Thursday. So not that long ago. I'm not sure when this video is gonna air exactly, but that's what happened. It was a lovely trip. It was my first time in Canada. When I was like 18, I tried to go to Thunder Bay, but at that time I didn't have my passport. There were a lot of ups, some downs. The one down being racially profiled at the Vancouver airport. It happens, I guess, multiple times. Every time I go overseas, apparently, or internationally, apparently, because it happened to me in Ireland. But everything after that was a lovely trip. Had a lot of fun. I would do it again. And I think we'll probably use the same travel company in the future. And I think we're thinking about going to Switzerland, being in the Swiss Alps on a sleeper train. So, yeah. That's all I have to say. That's all this vlog was just experiences for my first time in Canada. And I will be back with regularly scheduled videos probably during the week. So I will see you guys next time. I'm not sure what I'm going to be playing. If you want, you can leave game recs in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.